What's the difference between subjunctive, mood, and conditional sentences? Imagine you're trying to describe something that isn't real or talk about what could happen if certain things were different. How do you do that clearly in English? That's where understanding the difference between the subjunctive, mood, and conditional sentences really helps. Both are ways to talk about things that aren't necessarily happening now, but they serve different purposes and follow different rules. Let's start with the subjunctive mood. This mood is used when you want to express wishes, suggestions, demands, or hypothetical situations that are not real. For example, if you say, "I wish he were here," you're talking about a situation that isn't true right now. Notice how were is used instead of was, even though he is singular. That's a key feature of the subjunctive mood. It often appears after verbs like wish, suggest, demand, recommend, or phrases like "it is important that." The verb in the clause following these words usually stays in its base form, which means it doesn't change for different subjects. So, she suggested that he go uses go instead of goes. The subjunctive is also used in hypothetical or unreal conditions, like "if I were you," where were shows that the situation isn't real but imagined. Now let's look at conditional sentences. These are used to talk about what might happen if certain conditions are met. They have two parts: the if clause, which states the condition, and the main clause, which states the result. For example, if it rains, we will stay inside. This sentence shows a real possibility. There are different types of conditional sentences. The zero conditional talks about facts, like "if you heat ice, it melts." The first conditional talks about real future possibilities, like "if it rains tomorrow, we will stay inside." The second conditional discusses unreal or hypothetical present or future situations, such as "if I were rich, I would buy a house." The third conditional is about past situations that didn't happen, like "if I had studied, I would have passed." The main difference is purpose. The subjunctive mood focuses on expressing wishes, suggestions, or situations that are not factual. It often appears after specific verbs and phrases. Conditional sentences are about cause and effect, showing what could happen under certain conditions. They map out possible outcomes based on different scenarios. Sometimes they overlap. For example, in "if I were you, I would go," the if clause uses the subjunctive were to show an unreal condition, and the main clause uses the conditional would go to show the result. The subjunctive sets up the imaginary situation, and the conditional explains what would happen in that scenario. Knowing these differences helps you communicate more clearly. Using the correct form makes your meaning precise, whether you're expressing a wish, giving advice, or talking about possible outcomes. The subjunctive mood is more about what isn't real or certain, while conditional sentences are about what could happen if certain things are true. Both are useful tools for describing situations that are not straightforward facts but depend on other conditions or desires. So, next time you're trying to say something hypothetical or express a wish, think about whether you're using the subjunctive mood or a conditional sentence. It can make your English sound more natural and accurate.